right, Oval fans. Now, currently, at the time of this recording, I still believe they are working on the Oval Season 2. So, let me just put it this way. These are just my own personal wants for Season 2. If there are things that I don't mention in the video that you're like, you know what, Jeremy? Great video, but here's a couple things I would like for Season 2. By all means, let me know in the comments section. Now, originally for this and Sisters, which will have its own separate video, I thought it would be fun to do like a top 10. But at the end of the day, there aren't really 10 things. It's really more things in terms of like production value and writing than it is storylines. Of course, there are different storylines we want to see followed up on and whatnot in Season 2, but you know, I just decided to stick with the core of what makes a good show a good show. Now, before going any further, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified when I post new content. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And hit that subscribe button so we can get to 1 million. When I thought about it, there's really maybe 5 things I want. Number 1, justice for Jean. That goes without saying. A lot of us want the same thing, whether or not she's dead. Make sure Jason pays for what he did. That's something I really want to see. Not to mention the fact that with him doing stuff like this before in the past, who's to say Max didn't clean it up or Jason found a way to do it himself? I don't want to see this just something that's another thing that's covered up for the Franklin family. That bastard needs to pay. Next up, number 2. Number 2 and 3 are kind of the same. Can we please find out who the vice president was? Who was Hunter's running mate? Who was the guy who's, you know, was standing beside Hunter on stage aside from Victoria? Because that also leads to my another point, number 3. Can we actually see Hunter doing something? But I guess maybe like with this show, I know Tyler Perry originally said the show itself was about what goes on in the lives of those in the White House, not necessarily politics. But I guess maybe, and again, I'm not defending Trump here. I'm not saying that. Maybe this is Tyler Perry's interpretation of what's going on in the White House during our current administration. But I mean, look, regardless as to whether or not you agree, if this is the depiction that you think the White House is going through, I mean, to be honest, with Hunter firing everyone left and right, that definitely gives off a feel of Trump, where if anybody does something that he doesn't like, even when they're giving good advice, he decides to fire them or let them go. At least Trump is shown giving speeches. I mean, if we can at least see Hunter in a board meeting or at least giving one statement to the, the country, that would be awesome. But you could also make the argument, well, Jeremy, in the continuity of the Oval, it's barely been 3 to 5 days. So, yeah, if that's your argument, then yeah, that's probably why we haven't seen him do a damn thing. Number 4, less unresolved stories. Season 1 left us with a lot to be desired. There were so many storylines that were not even brought back up or even resolved before we got a ton more in the finale. So things like Denise's killer, who's Picky's father? Well, I mean, honestly, I'm not mad about that because it's a season 2 plot point. Will Barry ever find Callie? I mean, hell, it was just episode, what was it? The last time that Barry saw Ruth was in episode 1. And he sees her again for the first time in episode 25. Then the whole Lily and Barry situation, they're apparently on the run. Richard, will he ever be officially offered his job back? Yes, they said he was getting the job back, but Donald never tried to get it back for him, so whatever. So just don't introduce like 50,000 storylines and characters before resolving the ones that have already been put into place. And the last one, yeah, this video is actually a lot shorter than I thought. But like I said, instead of individually talking about various storylines, I want conclusions and whatnot. I just talked about them in a broad scope. Better acting. There is some acting in season 1 that I felt a lot of people agreed wasn't the best. Barry is the main example. But if you look at the last couple episodes, he did very well. Like, that kind of delivery and emotion from Barry is a lot better than him. Nobody cares about my daughter. My daughter's out there. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Believe it or not, that's all I want. And if we can get those few things, I will be greatly satisfied with season 2. I mean, yeah, I know a lot of people want to tone down on the homosexuality and the sex scenes and whatnot. Like I said, I always turn my head. Doesn't matter to me. But all I want is more compelling storytelling rather than freaky stuff and people get losing their head. Literally. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What things would you like to see in season 2 of The Oval? And if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join my Patreon for as little as $1 a month.